I've done videos where I've spoken on propaganda, and I'm going to start with this. Um, Propaganda is not designed to fool critical thinkers. It is only designed to give moral cowards an easy way out. So I'm reading this. I was watching this documentary. It's an MTV documentary, surprisingly, talking about white people and white privilege and all this kind of stuff. And it's very interesting. I thought that someone in the comments was talking about how, well, that means we're superior because we're able to have these discussions, whereas the average liberal runs from the sight of a MAGA hat. Let's talk about that. Do you know why that is? We're not fleeing a MAGA hat. We're not fleeing Trump. We just realized that we have a subsegment of people in this country who are quite willing to use violence to maintain white supremacy. Basically, what I'm saying is, they're not playing by the rules the rest of us are. You understand that? What that means is, it's like with the Nazis, if you're not going along with the program, they're quite willing to use violence on you. We know this. So, it isn't just, see, what this is this is what this is. If it was just MAGA hats, people who supported Trump, that'd be one thing. But I think what you're looking at now with all these people that say they want a tyrant, they want Trump to stay in office forever, and this attachment of the MAGA sign or image thereof, the icon thereof, to white supremacy, it's out of Trump's control now. Even if he stood up and said, we're not that, it's too late. And of course he wouldn't. That wouldn't happen. I personally think he likes that. I personally think at this point he kind of likes that, to know he's got that segment of people that are willing to use violence. I think that politically, a lot of us just thought that in a democracy, it was about speaking, this and people agreeing with you. And what we found the last couple of years with Trump is that no, that's not what it is. That you have people in this country who are willing to use violence, who are willing to operate in a manner that most of us would find reprehensible. They're willing to kill children. They're willing to shoot up churches and schools. And I'm sorry, but MAGA's attached to that now. So when we see Trump hats and stuff like that, there is a legitimate fear attached to that. Just like people don't want to go to church because they don't go to church. They don't want somebody to try to preach to them and whatever. Not saying that's right, but because they feel that way, they won't go to church. Not because they hate church or they hate God, but because they don't want somebody preaching to them. I don't want you on a MAGA hat because I know there's a chance you could have violence. Whether they got a gun or not is irrelevant. Whether they're actively preaching violence is irrelevant. We're afraid of that hat because of what it represents and what it's been used to represent. And as I said at the beginning, it goes beyond Trump because white supremacy has been here before Trump, will be here after Trump. But Trump gave it a voice. It's like the swastika. He gave it a voice. He gave it a bit of room, a bit of breathing room for it to exist in. And that's dangerous. And I think a lot of people, politically or not, know that. And they know deep inside that's dangerous. And just talking to white men, I realize a lot of these people, they don't have a problem with Trump's rhetoric. They have a problem with war crimes. They don't. A lot of white men don't care about that. It really is a racist country. It's a nationalist country where only we matter, only our military matters, and fuck everybody else. And that's why I'm glad the British have stepped back. I'm glad the Germans have stepped back from America. I thank God for that. It takes away a lot of America's legitimacy in the world. But it's sad because if Bernie gets elected, it's going to make it that much harder for him to get any kind of traction on climate change. And I think that the Trump chapter will forever be a sort of a cautionary tale in democracy of what happens when you have this huge segment of the population that feels as though they're not being heard, and feels like voting for Trump, who was not an establishment candidate in the way in which we traditionally have used that word establishment. I'm not talking white supremacy. I'm talking about as far as politician. I've been a politician for 20 years. He was not that. It was not that. And I think that, I've said it before, that give me a white man. Give me a rich white man. I don't care who he is. That's what Trump was. He's an idiot. Peace.